that I have put together for Jonathan Green. This doll looks so sweet in our doll shop. You can have her be awake and have her be asleep. She's got a very beautiful face. There was one day where I changed her diaper 14 times. It was the day after that I took her to the hospital because she had COVID. My dad was hospitalized at the time too. My dad had COVID as well. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Hoffman. I am owner of Turn of the Century Antiques, which is our doll shop that we are virtually hanging out in right now. And I am the creator of Virtual Doll Convention. So hello, it is wonderful to see you. What we do here is we do all kinds of wonderful doll stuff and we put it on the internet. I've been doing this for many, many years and it remains such a pleasure and a joy in my life to be able to have a career in dolls, an actual job in dolls, which is so amazing. I have actually done dolls for my entire life because my mother was an amazing doll collector and dealer in this industry for over 40 years, almost 45 years. This shop has been here for about 45 years. And so I have known dolls and done dolls in a lot of my life, so it's normal to me. But then when I go out into the real world, you know, the world outside of what we do here in dolls, which is kind of like the real world. I like to stay in the doll world, but out in the real world, it's very rare unless I'm at a doll convention or a doll show where I meet other people that do dolls for a living. Now I do meet doll collectors because this is what I've been doing. I find it just amazing and I really love my job. And so thank you so much for being a part of our world. If you have been a part of it for many years, again, I have been doing this for kind of a long time and I love doing it. And every video is different and everything that we do here is constantly evolving and changing. But what has not changed is our love of dolls, our commitment to dolls, and what we do with dolls all the time. So the kind of dolls that we show here on this channel, constantly evolving. The kind of content that we're doing is constantly evolving because the content that I do and that I put out is what is happening in my world. And so it depends on who's visiting, where I'm going, what I'm doing, if I'm pregnant or not, if we're in the middle of a pandemic or not, if the world is upside down or right side up. Basically a story of what is happening in our lives and in our world, in the doll shop and in our doll community. So that was a very long intro, but I have missed you. It has been way too long. I say that in every video because seriously, every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, it would be so fun to do a video on this and that. And then the days go by so fast because we are very busy doing all of our doll things and setting up for our other videos and getting things in and shipping things out that they go really fast. So I said, nope, I'm not gonna let today go by without doing another video because I have missed you and I wanna talk dolls. That's what we're here for, is dolls, always. So in this video, we are going to talk about the different dolls that have come into our doll shop. These are all dolls that came in for one reason or another, and we're going to talk about that. But what we do here is if you visited here, we have cases and cases of dolls for sale. Are they listed on our website? Not right now because there's only one of me, one of Christopher, and one of Paul, and it's been difficult to get stuff listed online. So we do have things for sale in the doll shop, but what we buy most of the time are things that are not for sale. They're things that we are adding to our museum collection here. So if you came here, there is a pretty good section of things that are for sale, but there's an even bigger section of things that are not for sale that is basically our museum. It's comprised of a lot of things that were from my mother's personal collection, her pride and joy dolls, gorgeous, amazing dolls that she worked so hard in her life to have and to be part of her collection. And they are just on permanent display here until I die and they go somewhere else, or who knows. But because of our wonderful collectors out there, we have no plans of leaving anytime soon or closing anytime soon. So thank you to our customers. We love you so much. So I want to share some of the things that we have added to our collection. Now, I am a doll collector. My collection resides here. I'm constantly adding things, and the reason why I add things changes all the time. Personally, you know, I love Raggedy Ann dolls, always have, always will. Over here where I'm looking, that you can't see right now, is our collection that is dedicated to Jonathan Green. Actually, you know what? We're hanging out. Let me turn the camera. I was gonna show it at the end, but I gotta show it now because I'm gonna show you some Raggedy Anns that have been added to our collection. Buckle your seatbelts, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. We're not going in the back, but you get to see our lights. But here is some of our collection. You can kind of see it through the glass of what I have put together for Jonathan Green. A couple of these dolls are from his personal collection that his brother sent to me. And the rest of them are from our collection, and my mom's collection and my collection. A couple of them, several of them are ones that I made as a child, such as this one right here. It was one of my very first dolls, that sock doll right there. He is so funny. Out of one of my dad's old stained socks. And the crocheted ones are ones that we did for a fundraiser for Jonathan's school that raised $6,500. And a lot of them are just ones that I've rescued over the years. That's a Volan Belindy that is wonderful. And then that one right there, here, I'm gonna get the focus in, is a Belindy that I crocheted for my mom when I was about 12. They're really wonderful. So this is what's going on behind me. It is slowly becoming a shop of just things that we love and adore and love to share. And it's beautiful. So now we're turned back the other direction. So it's wonderful. Christopher really loves making the displays and making them beautiful and making the dolls look great. And I appreciate that so very much. And so our dream is to redo the cases every 3 months or so, or gosh, a dream would be to like do them every month, but at least every season we want to redo them and make them beautiful. But there's so much to look at here, and so many of the things now that we have accumulated over the last several years tell a wonderful story. And we buy them because we have, sometimes you don't need a reason. In fact, you never need a reason for buying a doll except that you love it. But a lot of times there is a reason behind what you're buying in the moment, because you like them for some reason, or you're starting a collection of this, or this has spoken to you recently, so now you're on a rampage to get those kind of dolls, or you just found out about a certain type of doll. I know a lot of you are probably nodding your head because you understand what that's like. You see an informational program on something and then you start to really like it, so then you go after that. So that happens to all of us and not just you, not just me. It's like we all understand what that's like. So I don't have a focus. I buy all kinds of things, but I do like Raggedy Ann, and I always have, and I always will. So the first ones that I want to show you are by a wonderful doll artist named Connie Tognoli, and I have always wanted one of her dolls. Her creations are wonderful. She was recently at UFDC. I'm just putting up her card here so that you can see her information. She was recently at UFDC and did a Raggedy Ann event. She's a wonderful artist. She does all kinds of great dolls, but what I love about her dolls the most are her Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. And my good friend Deb Crosby, who is so sweet, sent me this beautiful pair as a gift. So I'm gonna show them here. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, they are handmade. What I really love about her dolls is that they are absolutely artist dolls. You can, the moment you look at them, you know they are not trying to be replicas of traditional Raggedy Ann dolls. They look very much like her creations, yet they still look traditional in their own way. And that's what I really love about her dolls. She is an incredible artist. She nailed the Andy face. Look at that. That is so very good on this Raggedy Andy. And they're really small. Oh, they're so cute. I am just thrilled. Thank you so much to Deb Crosby who sent these to me. I'm gonna read one of the tags off of one of these. I'm gonna hold up the Ann while I'm reading the Raggedy Andy tag, but it says 6-inch Raggedy Andy, original design and handmade cotton fabric for head and arms, poly stuffed, striped legs, felt black shoes like the old dolls, handmade and painted features with acrylic paint, micron pens, and Prismacolor pencils, okay. Brown yarn hair. She wears a cotton print dress. And a white apron. So this is the tag. Oh, how funny. The Raggedy Ann tag is on the Raggedy Andy. That's okay. Sounds like something I do. And the Raggedy Andy tag is on the Raggedy Ann. But they're wonderful. They're made in Fallbrook, California by Connie. I'm gonna put her website, she is on Instagram, in the video. And if you want to buy just like a sweet little doll fix and have something just small and wonderful, they're great. And thank you, Deb, again for making them for me. And Connie she makes all kinds of cute things. She's making some really cute things right now for Halloween. If you look at her Instagram, she did some candy corn things and it's just really, really sweet stuff. So that is the first addition to our collection, which I am very excited about. Now, the next addition are two Georgine Raggedy Ann friends. One is Belindy and one is an Awake Asleep Raggedy Ann that I found on eBay. I was cruising eBay. Yes, I cruise eBay just like everybody else. I think most of us are not new to the world of Raggedy Ann, but if you are new to the world of Raggedy Ann or you don't know about her beginnings, she was created in 1915 by Johnny Gruelle, and he made a rag doll for his daughter to when she was very ill. Her name was Marcella, to keep her happy and comforted. And he created different stories and different things to entertain her, and then that inspired, oops, a couple of our dolls just fell out of the case over there, but luckily they are all cloth and rag dolls and they are all totally fine. Don't you? That's one of the reasons that I love rag dolls, is because, and I always did, is because you could drop them. You don't necessarily want to, but if you did, they're fine. Two of them just fell off the shelf onto the floor and they're totally fine because they are made out of cotton and cloth. So, but he created the dolls, and then that inspired him to write in 1918 the Raggedy Ann stories, which is right here. This is a very old copy, and this is one of, and the books were put out by Voland, and then Voland put out the earliest dolls. So that is a good thing to know too. So the book came out way before the dolls, and then Voland, in an effort to market the book, put out the dolls, but the dolls became extremely popular, extremely popular. Now, my favorite kind of dolls are Voland. They're the ones that I collect. They're the ones that I buy typically. Now, I do buy once in a while prime, really nice examples of Raggedy Ann dolls that are not Voland. I've actually had a couple people ask me what happened to Jonathan Green's Raggedy Ann dolls, because in the recent Theriault's auction, there was only 3 or 4 and only 1 Voland. The answer to that is, I'm not sure. I know that Theriault's has got the collection. There were several Raggedy Ann dolls that were not in the cataloged collection that are gonna be in future auctions. They did say that. And then Jonathan Green's younger nephew, whom he was very close with, and they shared a love of Raggedy Anns and dolls, got a decent amount. Now, do I know the specifics? No. Do I know which dolls and all of that? Absolutely not. I am totally out of the realm with that, but I've had several people ask me if I bought Jonathan's collection, and no, I did not. I was gifted 4 dolls around the time of his death for me to use at his memorial event at UFDC, and those were a gift from Jonathan's brother. But beyond that, what I know about them is that they stayed in the family, and some of them went to Theriault's, and I don't know which ones they are. But I'm only telling you this because a few people have asked, and because one of the dolls I'm going to show you later is from Jonathan Green's collection, but it is a Katy Kruse doll. But back to Georgine dolls. So I buy Georgines when I want to, when the mood strikes. And I have always loved the Awake Asleep Georgine Raggedy Ann dolls. So after Voland came Georgine. So after Voland, there was a company called Exposition that made them for like 9 months. And those are extremely rare. I do not have one of those. But then after that came Georgine. So they started manufacturing the Georgine. Georgine started manufacturing in the late 1930s and in the early 1930s and went all the way into the 1960s until Knickerbocker took over. But this is one of my favorite dolls that they did, and it is the Awake Asleep Raggedy Ann. And I bought this off of a wonderful seller on eBay, and she was so sweet, and she actually called the shop after she saw that I had bought them, and she hoped that they would make it to our YouTube channel, and I said they would absolutely make it to our YouTube channel. So one of the wonderful distinguishing features about Georgines, especially the Georgines that I love now, not all Georgines have the black outline nose, but it was one of the distinguishing features that Georgine did with their dolls, and it is part of the ways that you can identify some of the earlier Georgine dolls, and it is one of my favorite series of the styles of dolls that they put out was the ones with the black outline nose, and then they did the Awake Asleep. Isn't that just so great? So Georgine novelties. This one's from the 30s. No, this one's from the 40s, I'm guessing. I don't know the exact year that the Awake Asleeps came out. It's definitely in the books, but she is in really good condition. She could use a little pressing, but just adorable. And with the play aspect, it's just so sweet. You can have her be awake and have her be asleep, and she is so cute. I've been missing having a Georgine Beloved Belindy in my collection. I bought one, actually from Jonathan Green, years ago, and I ended up selling the doll at a UFDC convention the last time we actually attended. Not the last time we attended, but the last time we were there as dealers. One of the first things I sold was a Georgine Beloved Belindy, which this is Beloved Belindy. She's very, very, very sweet, that Jonathan Green sold me, and he was actually in my booth when the customer came up to buy it. So it was almost awkward, not in a weird way, but it was like Jonathan and I were talking, and then the guy comes up to buy it, and Jonathan's like, "I'll see you later," and he leaves, and then I ended up selling it. And that was in 2019, and that was the last one I had. She was smaller than this, but I got this one from the same seller on eBay because she was just in wonderful condition. Really, really great. Has complete original clothing and her original tag. Look at that. That is rare. I love finding them with their original tags. It's just really nice. It's a Beloved Belindy. So Belindy was a very beloved character in the Raggedy Ann series, and she was very loved, and she is still loved today in the Raggedy Ann world, and so I am excited to have her as part of our collection as well. So we got, look how sweet she is. Oh my gosh. So we got a Beloved Belindy to add. Georgine did their production all the way up until the 1960s, and then Knickerbocker started. So I don't have any Knickerbocker dolls. They made very, very sweet dolls. They made tons of memorabilia. They made so many different Raggedy Ann things. That was when kind of the knick-knack craze came over. Knickerbocker made seriously everything from wall hangings to cups to anything you could think of, they made. But my love really is in the Volan dolls and then in the early Georgines. So I bid on a pair of Georgine dolls that were Jonathan Green's favorite. They were like, I don't know, 2 Georgines that were in beautiful condition, and they were huge. I think they were like 40 inches tall, and I ended up bidding like $2,000 on them, and I was outbid. So whoever wanted them really wanted them. I'm sorry I bid you up, but I really wanted them too, and I am just so glad that they went to a good home. That's the only thing I thought. I wasn't mad at all when I was outbid on I bid on all the Raggedy Anns in the auction, but I was outbid on everything, and I loved that because I knew that they were going to somebody who wanted them not just for what they were, because the prices were well beyond what they're worth. They wanted them because they belonged to Jonathan, and I think that that's beautiful. So I wasn't trying to be, I was definitely bidding with my emotions, and so were other people, and it actually made me feel really good. So congratulations to everybody who got the Georgine Raggedy Anns from the Jonathan Green collection. So let's talk about, well, since we're on the subject of Jonathan Green, I'm going to grab the Katy Kruse that I won from his auction of his dolls, and then 2 Shirley Temples that I got in the same weekend that I was not planning on getting, but if you can go back 2 or 3 videos on our channel, you'll see my Shirley Temple video. So that kind of, you know how it is. You start digging into something and it whets your palate to go get more, and so that's what happened, but I can't wait to show them to you. This doll looks so sweet in our doll shop. At the end of this video, I'm going to do a couple clips of just what they look like in our shop. She is so sweet. So this one was part of Jonathan Green's collection. I bid on both of them. They were in the same picture, and they were in lots right next to each other. I wanted the other, this one is so sweet, but I wanted the other one more, but I was outbid. I paid $1,800 for this one. And with the, I just have my bill right here, with the buyer's premium, which was $270, and then $30 charged to handling and shipping, but it was beautifully packed, and it came by FedEx. It was worth it. It's a lot, it's so much work to pack and ship dolls professionally and well. Like, they were packed really well. But anyway, my total was $2,131. And this is a 17-inch, I'm just reading my auction invoice because I don't know a whole lot about Katy Kruse dolls. If I saw one, I would know exactly what it was. I know the difference between old and 50s versions, and I know a good one when I see see it, but I can't look at one and tell you which series it is and stuff like that. It does take me a little bit more research. So anyway, this one is a series 1 17-inch brown-eyed character by Kathe Kruse. So it doesn't say a whole lot, but the reason why I bought it is because it was one that Jonathan had featured in his video. He was talking about the different clothing that is on size 1, and he was talking about in the video that I showed at his memorial service at UFDC, he had this doll and he had another doll where he was talking about the crochet, and the other doll had original crocheted clothes, but the clothes on them were, in his opinion, badly crocheted. And it was funny. And it was funny in the video when he was talking about it, because he said that he would never let his students at his school where he taught handiwork, he would never let them get away with turning in a project like that. And these are grade school children. These are like 5th and 6th graders. And so it was just funny that he made the comparison, because he's like, I would never let them get away with turning in work like this. Yet it was one of his favorite outfits on a Katy Kruse doll, because I think it was so crudely done. So this one is not nearly as crudely done as the other one. And I bid, I think $2,000 on the other one, and I was outbid. And these prices are, these are retail prices. This is not, I have no intention of selling this doll. I bought it because I wanted it to be in my collection to be a memorial to Jonathan Green. So, you know, if I'm buying something as like a doll shop, as like a dealer where I have to buy it to resell it, you pay less because you're doing the work to buy it and to resell it. But the things I've been buying lately, I'm buying just as a collector. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to be just totally transparent. We basically make our money here off of, we do buy and sell antique dolls, which sometimes somebody has seen something on my website or in a picture and they'll buy it that way. We do have some listed on our website, but the way that we support ourselves really is through our modern manufacturing, which is such a wonderful way for us to do business, because it brings out such a creative energy here and we have so much fun doing it, And it is a renewable resource for us. If I just had to rely on buying and selling antique dolls, sometimes I can get a lot of them at once, but sometimes I don't get any. And I couldn't be buying my inventory, say, from Therialts, because I'm buying what they sell for and more. For me, I just love building our collection. We got a lot of dolls, though. I have 2 semis, temporary storage. We have so many dolls. I'm going to have a big antique and vintage doll event at some point. We're going to have like a big estate sale, basically. And I'm not sure where and how, but it is in the works because we got a lot of dolls to sell. But anyway, I'm not out of the game. I'm just telling you what is happening now. So, but what is happening now is I bought this doll to memorialize my dearly departed friend, Jonathan Green. And I think she's wonderful. I think she's so cute. Let me know what you think. If you bought a doll from the auction of Jonathan Green, let me know. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot lately. He passed away in late December. And gosh, it's almost coming up on a year. That's almost crazy for me to think about. But his death and everything that went along with that has taken up a lot of my heart this year. And I'm never gonna be over it. You don't get over stuff like that. You don't get over the loss of your loved ones ever. But it does get easier to manage. I am getting to a point where it is a little bit easier to manage, where when I think about him, or he comes up in my mind, or I want to show him something, I don't lose my breath. Just, do one of these when I remember that he's not here. It goes the same for my mom too. It'll be 4 years in April of next year, which is so crazy to me. But after she passed away, those were the hardest years of my life. During that last year when she was sick too, the last year and a half, that was really hard too. Because I was trying to figure out what we were going to do here in the doll shop and how we were going to survive and manage, and suddenly the leader of the ship was no longer with us in the same mental capacity. She was my mom the whole time. We had a beautiful relationship the whole time, but once it started to set in that, like, hey, mom's not acting right, and then it got worse and worse and worse very, very, very quickly, and we all were just kind of hanging on to the rocking ship for dear life. It was very tough. So if you're out there and you've dealt with somebody that had or is having or is dealing with Alzheimer's, which is what my mom had, Alzheimer's disease, my heart is with you. It is one of the most hardest things to go through. We had family therapy. We had therapy here at the doll shop for the other employees that were here at the time, which, you know, it was a lot, but we did it with grace and with love. And it is still one of my greatest things that I look back on, is that I was here. I packed her lunch. She came to the shop as much as she possibly could, and she prepared me for motherhood. My mom prepared me for, in my mom's departure, and in the way it happened, physically, emotionally, she prepared me for motherhood, because I had a level of patience and love and understanding and going with the flow, and a lot of things that prepared me for being a mom now. And in the end, and towards my mom's like last days when she was with me before I took her to the hospital during COVID, there was one day where I changed her diaper 14 times. And I know this is a lot. I'm telling you a lot, and I didn't plan to be telling you a lot, but this happens. And my mom wouldn't be upset that I'm sharing this, because this is life, and I know that by sharing my story and her story, the good, the bad, I share my story, the good, the bad, all kinds of things with you. But it was the day after that I took her to the hospital, because she had COVID, and she was very, very sick. And that's why I had to change her diaper so many times, is because she was very, very sick. And we all know what it's like when you're just very, very sick. But when I did that, and my dad was hospitalized at the time too. My dad had COVID as well in both lungs. My dad was in the hospital with COVID. My mom was staying with me. And the day that I changed it 14 times, I remember, and I took my mom there the next day, and then they were both in the hospital. And then my mom never made it out, and my dad did, and he's doing great. But I remember when I first brought home our Holland Diane, and when you have a newborn, you're changing the diaper, kind of a lot, every 2 hours sometimes, every 2 to 3 hours, 8, 9, 10, 12 times a day, depending. It was nothing. And I thought about it, and I just was smiled, and I was like, thank you, Mom. I thought about it in such a sweet way, because she prepared me for changing diapers. It's much easier to change a diaper on a little baby than a full-grown adult. I was just ready. I was ready. And that did prepare me for it. So I absolutely love being a mom. As you know, our Holland Diane is in school, which helps me so much, because I could not have a career here if she was here all the time. It would just be so hard, because you guys, she's almost 2 years old. She's almost 2. She'll be 2 on November 11th. And that is so crazy to me. She is getting so big. She sings songs, and she says a lot of words now, which is just so sweet. And we love every minute. But if she was here, they're into everything. They're into everything. When I have Holland Diane, that's what I do. I don't have her and then do my job too. I can sometimes get out a fast email on my phone or something, or if it's really important, I will put on cartoons and I can get something done. But otherwise, no. 2-year-olds are extremely busy and playful, and I don't want to ignore her either, and I just want to enjoy every minute. And it is a lot of work, but I do enjoy it. After going through so much in my life, to have a fresh little baby in my world, which she's not a baby anymore. She's now a toddler. She's a young child. Derek and I still love being parents more than anything. And when I say still love, it kind of sounds like I'm waiting for the day where I'm like, I regret this, and I know I'm never going to regret it. I know I'm in for some hard times. There's going to be tears, and it's going to be at some points, I don't know, probably heartbreaking and scary, just from the late nights that I put my mom through growing up, and the stuff that you have as a teenager and as a young adult, and the crazy times that inevitably happen in childhood and growing up. It's not easy on parents. So in a way, that's why I'm trying to really savor the times now, because it is so sweet right now. But anyway, okay, that is the Katy Kruse. Now, in the same weekend, There Else was doing an auction that had some Shirley Temples in it and some wonderful vintage dolls. And I bid on 2 Shirley Temples, and I won them. So now I'm going to get them, and let's chat about them. Okay, so the Christopher and Paul are shipping right now in the back. They're shipping our October Twilight Twist and Sunset Shift bonus boxes that we put out for Elowen Wild. Elowen loves Halloween. It is her birthday, as well as her friends' birthdays on Halloween. So we definitely had to do something special for Elowen. So if you're an Elowen collector, or you have any of the dolls in Robert Tonner's Elowen Wild series, this outfit is for you. So go check that out. We have the Twilight Twist outfit available, as well as the candy corn themed shoes. It is a candy corn themed vintage dress, and it is so cute. The boxes are only $40, so very well worth it. They are so cute. That's my plug. But I have to tell you, because that's what they're doing back there, and we have a few of them available, and they are so cute. So anyway, here is the first Shirley Temple that I bought. She is so cute. The only thing that is an issue with her is that she does have the very, very, very common crackling in her eyeballs. Let me get up there so you can kind of see. This is just totally, totally normal on the Shirley Temples. And so when you can find them when they don't have that, it is such a treat. But very normal. But I bought her because I thought this little musical dress that she's in is so sweet. So I'm gonna show her dress. It is in beautiful condition. I just thought this dress with the musical notes is so sweet. Now, I am not a expert on Shirley Temple by any means, but I am a big fan. We just did a Shirley Temple themed Club Grace outfit a couple of months ago, where we did an ode to her polka dot stand-up and cheer dress, and it was so fun. And so Shirley Temple is somebody that I have always admired as a female, as a woman, as a mother, as a talented individual that was an incredible person throughout her entire life. She never lost it. You know, she never did anything that we know of or that I know of that was like bad or stupid, or, I mean, we all do that, but you know what I mean? Like, she never lost her mind and did all kinds of crazy stuff that a lot of, unfortunately, child stars end up doing, because it is very stressful to be a child star. And she was a child star from the age of 3 years old. And when she was a little bit older, in her teens, probably early 20s, it was like her early 20s, she retired from acting. She did a couple things here and there, but she spent the rest of her life being a philanthropist and a mother and an activist and an ambassador. And she was an incredible person. We will miss Shirley Temple. And her second husband, which was the love of her life, her husband that she had for a very long time, Charles Black. Derek, don't listen. He was such a hottie. Go Shirley Temple, go. Your husband, such a hottie. Let me know if you agree. I mean, he was just a very, very handsome man, and they were such a beautiful couple, and they had beautiful children. It was just everything. Shirley Temple loved being a mom. But anyway, this is the Shirley Temple that I added to our collection. She is really, really cute. And I love her original music note dress. But the one that is the star is our Shirley Temple that is, I'm gonna go get her. She's big. She's in a stand-up and cheer dress, and she is adorable. Okay, here she is. This one is not as big as the one that I showed in our video. The last one, in the music dress, was 22 inches. This one's 27 inches. And I got her for what I think is an incredible price. I got her for $900. Of course, with the buyer's premium and all the stuff, my ticket out the door for both dolls was $1,600. This Shirley Temple I just had to have, because the Shirley Temples that I brought, the one in the cowgirl outfit and the stand-up and cheer one, I brought back home because my dad loves seeing them, and they remind him so much of Mom. And he has them in his room, and he likes to look at them, and they look really cute at home. But I missed having them here, even though they were only here for like a week. So I'm moving her head so you can see the flirty eyes. Look at that. And her eyes are nice and clear. So they don't look like the last ones. Her eyes are nice and clear, and she is in beautiful condition. And I just thought she was just wonderful, just totally original. And I think she was a great deal. She is beautiful. So she looks really cute here in the shop. I really like her. Both of them have their World's Darling buttons. And my goodness, you cannot have a doll shop without Shirley Temples in it. No way. Shirley Temples are a huge part of doll culture and our love of dolls and the history of dolls, which is why we did an ode to Shirley Temple in our Grace subscription. We all love Shirley Temple. I mean, if you don't, then I don't know. That sounds like a you problem, as Christopher would say, because my goodness, like, they're just so cute. Like, I'm not saying you have to love Shirley Temple dolls, but I think we can all appreciate what Shirley Temple did, and also the dolls. It is just, when we talk about the 10 most important or most popular dolls of all time, which that would be kind of a fun video. Maybe we should do that next. I would think Shirley Temple dolls are gonna be on the list. They were really big for a long time. But she is a great addition to our shop, if I say so myself. What do you think? So I feel like this has kind of been a hybrid video of chatting and catching up. and sharing stuff as friends and talking dolls. And it's been really fun. I've been over here for a while and I just went and checked on the guys over there in the corner and they're working real hard. They were really worried that you would hear the tape guns in the background, you know, packing boxes. And I said, look, guys, this is a living, breathing, working doll shop. And the only reason why I can take a moment and sit here and do this and have an editor and put stuff out on YouTube, which YouTube it's an expensive hobby. And whether it's a hobby or you're doing it for business, it takes either a bunch of your time to edit and film a video, or if you're not editing yourself, you're hiring somebody to edit. So it's a big expense. And so when people say, oh, it's so easy or this and that, it's not easy. I have it down to a science. I have a huge setup of lighting. I have a very powerful camera. I have 3 editors that work for us for different types of videos. And sometimes it's hard for me when I do videos, I like to have my hair and makeup done. I have to be in the right headspace. My mental health has to be good so that I can sit down and chat with you. There's a whole thing that goes into being able to film and do YouTube videos. So it's an honor and a pleasure to do it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I love doing it. Thank you for being here and subscribing. If you are a subscriber, please give our videos a thumbs up and a share. If it helped you, if it meant something to you and you enjoyed it. That really helps our algorithm because then that gets the video in front of more people who might be in search of our content. So we do a couple videos a month are always things that we are selling with our subscription service. But those videos, even if you're not in our subscription service, are super, super fun because we chat dolls. We talk about fashion. Christopher is super entertaining. And so those videos, I have a special place in my heart and I absolutely love them. Our content is, of course, always changing. Linda has retired, Stanley has retired. So those types of videos, it's going to change. We're just going to see where life takes us over the years and roll with the punches. So I am so glad of all the videos we have done in the past with Linda. And I know that the stars are going to align and we're going to be able to do more doll care and repair videos in the future. And then we're also learning how to do stuff ourselves. So we're going to have a video coming up soon where Christopher shows you how to style a wig and put some falsies on a Grace doll. Just silly fun things like that, but I think it's important. So there's a couple more dolls I want to show you before we end here. 2 Cissy dolls. They came from a collector. Actually, I'll show you some of the other ones we have. The reason why I'm a little hesitant is because I don't know exactly who they are and I could figure them out, but I don't really have time to go look right now. But I know a lot of you who are watching could definitely tell me. But we have 2 cute sissies. She needs a little bit of work on her hair. Her stringing is a little bit loose, but she came from the original owner and she's very, very sweet. Christopher, she was very dirty. Christopher cleaned her up with 911 and it looks really good. I don't see this does not look like a tagged Alexander dress, but she did come with a bunch of other clothes that were Alexander. This just doesn't, it's well made, but I don't think let me open it up. Let's see. I don't think it's a factory made dress. But I'm sure if you're watching, you'll know. It just doesn't feel like Alexander to me, but this one is. And this came from the same person. Now, right now, with our Club Grace and our Elowen subscription, we're very excited about gloves. If you're in our subscription, we have some amazing gloves coming out in the future. I can't say a whole lot about them because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but they're fabulous. So that's one of the things that I love about this doll right here is just that she has these beautiful, cute little finger gloves, which add so much to the outfit. It is very sweet. And this one is tagged Cissy. There we go. She is tagged Cissy and she came from the same lady. Now with this doll came some other dolls of the same vintage. Now I know the makers on them, but I don't know the exact names. I have in the past, but when you deal with so much, sometimes you just forget. Sometimes I think of it in the middle of the night. It's weird sometimes because in the moment, sometimes I can't think of the exact term for something that is really, like yesterday, I was like trying to think of, we were talking about golf and racquetball and tennis. And I was like, well, what's the one where you're doing this? I was like, this is racquetball, but it was golf. See? It was golf. I was trying to think of golf clubs and I was saying racquetball. And so it's just stuff like that. Sometimes that you're just like, it can be really hard because I'm like, is something wrong with me? And then sometimes I just remember that I'm a mom that doesn't always get the amount of sleep that she could. And I'm worrying about a lot of things all the time, not crazily, but just there's a lot to think about and to manage all the time just for all of us. And so I just try and give myself a break. But this one looks like she sort of looks like a Revlon doll. Let's see if she's, okay, she is American Character. I think both of these that I have are American Character. She's not a Revlon. Is she a Revlon? Like a later one? No, she's not. Anyway, tell me what she is. I do like her flirty eyes. She's sweet. She's got a fun dress. Christopher, again, cleaned her up. She looks so good. I think he used just Formula 911, which we can get at Dolls Parts. It's from a company called Twin Pines, and that stuff is amazing. So we have her, and this one has a great dress. Look at this stunner. I believe she is American Character as well. Let's see if I can see something on her back. Yeah, she's American Character as well. So, but that is an American Character marked down there on the back of on the lower back. She's got a very beautiful face. So you can tell me who she is. I wasn't even gonna put her in the video because I felt so silly not knowing, but honestly, I have not been brushing up on my American Character dolls lately, so I'm just coming as I am. But I do like her shawl, and I like the black and white outfit. I think Robert Tonner would probably like this one. She's got a interesting face, very distinctive. So let me just do a quick Google though. So the last one almost looked like a Sweet Sue, but I'm not gonna, I didn't find it exactly on Google, but I didn't take a ton of time. What you do is I just look up dolls and then I go to images and I just look for the similar one. And we do have tons of books here too, and it's something we can do, but we've been busy. We've been busy, busy, busy. So that's what's going on today. So these ones back here, they were always here. And we're gonna talk more about them sort of in the future. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know. It was fun to chat with you. I always enjoy talking with you and catching up, and of course talking dolls and life and everything else that's going on. So thank you so much for being here. We we appreciate your support so much on our channel and through our doll shop, and just being friends with us out in real life, maybe when we see you out in real life, and here at the doll shop, just through your love and the cards that a lot of you send in the mail, and just your sweet comments and emails, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you for being a part of our world, and I loved sharing my recent treasures with you at the doll shop here, and I'm just looking around at these sweet things and just so grateful. Look how cute that is. It's very, very wonderful, very beautiful. We're very grateful. So we will chat with you very soon. And I gotta go get the guys some lunch. We bring in lunch here on Fridays. I'm filming this on a Friday, but it's gonna air a little bit later. So anyway, thank you so much for being part, and we'll see you very soon.